basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. The Warriors have in their DNA that they are a franchise that has always had great three-point shooters. Reaching a championship again is the Warriors' clear objective. Bringing in another player who has experience in being an NBA champion, it would be a great option to try to make an exchange with the Denver Nuggets by Michael Porter Jr., who is a great player and trains alongside Stephen Curry. Trade suggestion: Warriors prepare trade package to bring Michael Porter Jr. Despite shooting 41% from three-point range on nearly 6 attempts per game throughout his career, Porter's future with the Nuggets has been a source of speculation this offseason. Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports reported in July that Denver had flirted with the concept of including Porter in a trade to land Paul George this summer. It's unlikely that the Nuggets will want to move on from Porter after losing another high-level three-pointer shooter in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope via free agency, but he's otherwise a name that is regularly coming up in trade proposals. If Porter were to become available in the next 12 months, the Warriors could be a destination for the 26-year-old. After missing out on a 27-year-old, 7-foot shooter in Lauri Markkanen, Golden State could foreseeably have interest in the 6 feet 10 inches Nuggets forward. Porter averaged 16.7 points and 7 rebounds last season, playing in all but one game after years of back concerns dating back to his draft year. He's set to make approximately $115 million over the next 3 years, which could impact his trade value, particularly to the Warriors, who just dramatically reduced their payroll after years of luxury tax burden. Young guard's surprising role shows Warriors could be in good hands post-Curry. Just another reason to be excited about Brandon Podziemski. The post-Stephen Curry era. It's a time most Golden State Warriors fans don't want to forecast ahead to, and one they hope is still a few years away from coming into existence. The Warriors themselves are acutely aware of the post-Curry timeline, having thus far proven unwilling to trade their core of young players, or their stockpile of future picks for that matter. But it's not just Curry's on-court production that Golden State are set to miss once the 2x MVP departs the game, it's also his incredible leadership and selflessness that bleeds through the franchise. Warriors guard Brandon Podziemski is working to improve his leadership and not just his on-court skill set. At 21 years old and entering his second NBA season, you could forgive Brandon Podziemski for focusing on his own game and how his individual development can help return the Warriors to the playoffs this season. In fairness, Podziemski has done that, telling Mark Medina of Sportskeeda during the offseason that he hopes to be considered as one of the league's brightest young stars, and that he's a candidate for the NBA's Most Improved Player award. Yet beyond his impact from a skill standpoint, Podziemski is already focusing on a more surprising role for such a young player: leadership. Last year's 19th overall pick recognizes just how much of an impact Curry makes in that area, and how he wants to emulate a similar level of leadership even at such an early age. Aside from the skills perspective, I think having a lot of conversations with Anthony Vereen, our summer league coach and now assistant coach, just how to be a more impactful leader, Podziemski said on Media Day. It's something I've strived to do with the rookies we have, and the 3 to 4 new guys we have, so just making strides in that area. Replacing Curry as a player is literally impossible. He's a once-in-a-lifetime superstar who's already cemented his legacy as the greatest player in franchise history. Replacing Curry, the leader, may also be extremely difficult, but that might be more realistic than trying to emulate the player. Where will the Warriors turn for their leadership once Curry retires? While it remains to be seen whether Podziemski can fill the void, the fact he's already acknowledging it as an aspect to improve on suggests the Warriors might be in good hands once the anxious post-Curry era takes place. Steve Kerr doesn't love the idea of Draymond Green playing significant minutes as the Warriors center. As expected, Kerr confirmed to reporters on Tuesday that Green will start, even if there's an argument to be made for a radical lineup shift that sees the veteran move into a sixth-man role. That transition will probably happen at some point before the 34-year-old's career is out, but evidently it's not on the horizon quite yet. But Kerr is still uncertain on whether Green will start at power forward or center, leaving a significant decision that will drastically alter the way the Warriors want to play, and have ripple effects on a number of plays across the roster.